Are you recording already?
No.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'm going to be starting out with the Pro Conceal and Correct palette in medium deep, and I'm using NC42. Now I'm doing the Mega Glow Contouring palette and for Wet n Wild, and this is in Caramel Toffee, and I'm just using the like banana powder in it to set my eye so that it doesn't crease, and also take away some of those oils because I do get oily lids sometimes. There we go. Alright guys, so the mic went out, so I'm just going to do a voiceover for the rest of the video. But I'm going in with Juvia's Place, the Masquerade palette, and my crease. I use the shade Burkina, I believe, or Burkina. Y'all already know I can't pronounce things, so let's not even like talk about that because it's just not right. But I'm just using the shader, a NYX shader brush to blend in the crease and fade it out. And now I'm going in with E4 from the 35B palette, and I just labeled it like, if you have this palette, you know why I did that, but basically just because they don't have any names. But I'm going in right underneath the brown to have a gradient effect for our crease when we cut it later. So I'm just shading that in all the way to the inner corner and bringing it out to the back of my eye. Now I'm shading the two, or blending the two together with the NYX shader brush again to make them just seamlessly blend together. Going back with 35B, and I'm using the deeper green shade, or aka E5. And we're just going to pop that all along the crease again, but we're going to go a little bit lower this time, so it's going to be coming onto the lid just a bit. And you're using this to deepen again up the crease and add a more gradient effect so that we can see brown, medium green, and dark green. Going in with the BH Cosmetics 120 color palette, the 3rd edition, with that darker, deeper green. And we're going to focus that more on the outer and inner corner. Not so much the middle, but just the outer and inner corner, so that it can be a deep line of green when you cut the crease. Going in with G5 from 35B, I'm going to put this on the outer corner, and this is going to add a smoky effect because this will be an ombre green cut crease. And so it's going to go from light green, a little bit of metallic, and then dark green, and then a very dark green, which the black gives off. Going in with the NYX eyeshadow base, and I believe either skin tone or nude, I can't remember. Either way, I'm using that to cut the crease. I have a flat shader brush, I believe, and I'm using it to cut the crease again. I'm cutting it along the lines that you see in your eye, or the wrinkle. And another way to help is to put a little line where you think it starts, lower than what you think it starts, and then look up, and that'll create a line of transfer from the eyeshadow base, and that's where you know that your eye will open and close, and that's going to decrease the amount of transfer you get of the metallic shades on top of the green, the darker green shade. And then I like to blend out the concealer with my finger to keep the even line of concealer on your eye. Going in with the Shade and Light palette, using the shade Tempera to set my cut crease. And now I'm going back in with G5 to deepen out the cut crease, going back in with E2 and E3, and this is going to add the ombre effect I was talking about earlier. I mix the two together and I just lay it right next to the darker green shade, and that's going to make it look like it's just fading darkly. You can see the light green, then you see a little bit of dark green, then you see a little bit of black. I went in with a flat top brush because, as you can see, I got a little bit of transfer. I'm doing it on both sides. Now taking Juvia's Masquerade palette, Juvia's Place Masquerade palette, and I'm using the shade Molly, and it's a metallic green shade, a little foil to the lid. I'm going to add it on, and it just makes it really pretty, and it's going to be a great transition from the gold silver shade that we're going to use next. Now I'm going back in with Juvia's Place Masquerade palette, and I'm using Giza or Giza. I'm sorry, y'all. I cannot pronounce anything. But I'm just using a little pointer brush and popping that on the inner corners, and or not really the inner corner, but the inner part of the lid. And it's so pretty. It's like just an icy silver tone. And in person, it looks a pinch. It has a little bit of gold to it too. Now I'm going with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Black Liquid Liner, and I'm just doing a line. We're not doing a wing, just something to mask my lash line when I add false lashes.